everybody, it's Chef Cleva, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about a dessert that is considered a decadent custard with a brittle topping. Today, we are talking creme brulees. And look, he's so little. Let's get started, guys. Alright guys, you know what time it is. Time to get your photographic memory or your pen and paper, because these are the ingredients for your creme brulee. 475 grams of heavy cream, 85 grams of granulated sugar, half a scraped and split vanilla bean, 100 egg yolks. I will be using vanilla extract for the particular recipe, but you can definitely use vanilla bean. So unfortunately, the origins of creme brulee are not really clear, because like with most recipes that when they become super popular, a lot of different areas want to claim them that they're the originator of that particular recipe. And to be honest, in this situation, it's no different. So honestly, right now, the three that are claiming to be the originators of creme brulee are France, Spain, and England. All three of them are stating that they are the birthplace of creme brulee. Funny enough, when you translate creme brulee to English, it actually is a French phrase, and it means burnt cream, which might be why people would lean more towards France being the original birthplace of creme brulee as opposed to Spain or England. But not to count England and Spain out, around the 15th century, there were different desserts that were floating around that had a burnt sugar topping. Not to mention that the fact that this recipe is your basic custard base, before adding things onto it, almost anybody can kind of claim it. There's even talk that in ancient Rome, there was a hot milk and egg mixture that was floating around as well. So Rome might even be a player in this claim to fame when it comes to creme brulee. So because creme brulee is basically an egg-based dessert, it has been compared to similar desserts such as panna cotta and flan. Even though the three desserts are being compared to one another, that's not what this video was about. So let's get back on topic and also get into how did creme brulee get to America? So the way that creme brulee was introduced to America was thanks to Thomas Jefferson and his slave James Hemings. So Thomas Jefferson and James Hemings brought French cuisine to America in the 1780s. They began introducing it little by little, just incorporate into your basic American cuisine. So Thomas Jefferson offered James his freedom in exchange for culinary training in France, and then chef services in Virginia, on a Virginia plantation rather, once he completed his training. So I totally understand that this may not seem like a fair shake compared to modern times, but considering what was happening during those times, I would say a win is a win. So now, although Thomas Jefferson introduced a lot of French cuisine in the White House, it wasn't until the 1980s when Sergio Massioni, who was the owner of a New York restaurant named Le Cirque, pretty much got creme brulee its big kick in the pants, because once that dessert was put on the menu at his dessert, it was considered such a decadent and indulgent dessert. It was considered expensive. It was considered highbrow. It was very much like a ooh la la type of dessert. So once again, another pastry dessert makes its way around the world, goes through time, and then gets a big boost from one of the big states of the United States. So once again, thank you for coming along with me on this creme brulee journey. And if you follow this video along, you now know how to temper. That was the process where we had to quickly whisk the egg yolks and then add the simmering milk mixture. Now you want to quickly whisk the eggs so that way they don't scramble. And then once the egg milk mixture is pretty much at a decent temperature that matches, the original simmering milk, you pour that back in, still mixing, because you want the temperatures to pretty much, meld together properly. So good job. Now you know how to temper. Everybody, that is a wrap on our creme brulee episode. Let me know how yours turned out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, ring that little bell so that way you are notified when the next episode is up and running. I'm Chef Cleva, and remember, everyone's a little curious. Bye.